for Germany, which suited them both. Not good. Discredit to the game, and FIFA acted promptly. A good pass. And the rugby drawing breath a bit.
Well, good close control, hasn't he, Nico Paz? But what he does do, he invites pressure and challenges. Al Arab there getting really close to him, too close, conceding the free kick. But he's that sort of player.
A bit of a booze because the Algeria goal has just been shown on the big screen here. Last action really of this first half. And it was nearly something to put in the calendar of World Cup goals. Otamendi would be right up there amongst the older scorers.
It might have been offside anyway, Martin, but it's got far too much room. You can't just stand on the edge of the box, Jordan, there. They've got to try and disturb the run. Otamendi peels far post, meets it beautifully. Hits it really firmly.
He'll be annoyed because he would expect to score from that. He's scored so many goals for clubs all over Europe, including Manchester City, of course, for a while. And forward by the hub. That's it back again and again. Is Lautaro Martinez trying to use the right maximum of this first half. Good stop from Julian Alvarez by the goalkeeper, Adelela. I think they should have got a corner. The game goes on and Jordan not waiting for questions to be asked. Rashdan, and again to Haddad. The right in the back three, Nasib to their man in the middle. There's Al Arab. They're in behind here, and looks like it does go up. That also ends the first half. Well, the challenge for this second-string Argentina team was to show they could manage without the superstars, and Giovanni Lo Celso with a superb free kick, and then a penalty gratefully accepted to take by Lautaro Martinez, converted by him for his first World Cup goal, and at half-time it's Jordan 0, Argentina 2. listening to the commentators on it suggesting that. And of course, Algeria, we watched a bit of that together, Andy, didn't we? And
yes,
Algeria needed to dig very deep to turn the game
did.
round. So there's more to Jordan than just making up the numbers here.
Certainly.
It's an essay. Paredes. Palacios trying to work with Simeone.
Good interception, Al Rashdan there. Just pinching that off of Nico Paz.
The FIFA General Secretary, Matthias Grafstrom. Been at many a game.
And I think Mario Kempes with him there, Martin, as well.
Mario Kempes, for the uninitiated, was the first, not the number 10 for Jordan, but the first really great number 10 for Argentina. World Cup 1978. They triumphed in their own country. He was succeeded by Diego Maradona, who was succeeded by Leo Messi. The 10s have been very special in this South American country. Although Messi didn't start, I think he started with number 19 when he first played for Argentina. We've seen one or two shirts, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
With number 19.
With fans coming in.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Messi's name above the number. I just thought they might have run out of zeros. But much of the early minutes being played in midfield.
Taliafico, Martin, sorry, down this left-hand side. He's the one, bottom left of the screen now. He's the one that's going to be the out ball, I think, for Argentina.
Well, very nearly proved your point. It's cut out by Haddad, the right wing back. And really for Julian Alvarez. He was part of that surge by Argentina after losing their opening game in 2022, and Enzo Fernandez and Alexis McAllister got brought into the team. So 1-1 here, they've got 3 in the middle. Well, he sometimes says himself, people think it's nepotism that I'm in both the Atletico team and this Argentina team. It's not. I think we've just seen one recent one.
Yeah, really positive run from Simeone. And he will be pushing really high and wide. When he gets the ball, he does like to be direct with it, running at people at pace, as he showed there.
Martinez, the number 22, hoping that a chance comes his way. Fine player, but he's been in the shadows in terms of goal scoring in World Cups. Might have been a flick on. Gone his way from Otamendi. He's more than useful in the air. He's not the tallest. He's got a lovely spring.
He gets a couple of yards because they work a little block around the penalty spot there, Otamendi, but he really doesn't need to go for goal there with that one. Just glance that one and flick it back into that 6-yard box area.
So we're going to sit in again. Just. It was as often with these semi-automatic VARs, they prove it's much closer than the naked eye suggests. And great finish by the Celso. Doesn't waste any time to find out whether there was a flag going up or not, but eventually it went up. Palacios plays for Bayer Leverkusen in the Bundesliga. Fifa. 5 goals they've scored in the World Cup, Argentina, all scored by one of their substitutes tonight.
Yeah, I think Julian Alvarez and Lautaro Martinez tonight would like some opportunities to register and get up running with a goal. You're right, Martin, what the coach said in the press conference, that they do need other avenues to score for them. And those two up front will really want a chance or two to come their way.
Now, Jordan would like a greater share of possession than that, but at the moment, what they can say is they've got through almost the first quarter now without conceding. I know it's been a disallowed goal, but they held the line well enough for it to be disallowed.
Yeah, as of so far, they haven't been stretched, really, Jordan, have they? They haven't been pulled out of position. I mentioned about their team shape and their structure has got to be absolutely spot on. So far, so good.
Otamendi, Paredes, who has had bags of experience, probably more than some of the others, lining up alongside him tonight. This is his 79th cap. Plenty of possession for the holders. They're stretching their resources tonight. And they're giving encouragement. Obviously fitness is important, match sharpness. You only get it by playing matches for the backup players. I think there will be surely in their minds, if I do really well here, I can get in the team. And it's one of the first 2 matches. Keep the shirt. Lautaro Martinez just taking Haddad into the corner. Is that Cambiasso at the front there?
Certainly was.
Do you know, I remember he scored one of the great World Cup games. It's not just me, I happened to be there when they beat, I think it was Serbia and Montenegro played as a group, as the 2 nations in that World Cup in 2006. It was about 25 passes. And I think it was Hernan Crespo, who people will remember as well, to Cambiasso, who had the honour of scoring the goal. If you haven't seen it, find it. And watch it again and again. It's beautiful. He had a beautiful goal here the other night from Japan.
Penalty!
Just trying to bring him momentum and follow through. Look, just took away from him there. This is getting the ball. I think that's unlucky, Martin. I do. Often when you're stretching and reaching for it, you do sometimes run the risk of catching your opponent, but you only allow throw the ball. However, it's the first real opportunity for Argentina.
It's right on the edge, and that's certainly the right decision of Southside player. We did feel a bit in the end after the ball was played. Now this, of course, is where we'd all be looking at Messi. Messi is like us looking at it. Southside has the left foot. That's the play. Julian Alvarez, if he sees another option, he's looking at the ball close to us as well. Southside's already had a goal this round.
And with the guy right on the field, that ball can jump to make it even more difficult to get it over the top and under the bar.
Alvarez has walked away. So it's left to the left foot of Lo Celso.
hit from Giovanni Lo Celso, but the goalkeeper has ended up in no man's land. When you put that big wall there, you've got to trust it to stay on the other side. And unfortunately there, he didn't do that, but wonderful goal, beautifully hit.
It's the 30th from outside the penalty area. Out of 206, I make it. And that's a high percentage in a style of football where long-range shooting hasn't really been encouraged in recent years. But I'm a big fan of this football.
Yeah.
And so are the players, and the goalkeepers maybe.
Well, he had one disallowed, but that was a wonderful strike from a little harsher free kick, I thought.
There goes Lautaro Martinez. Well, it's wrong to call them Argentina reserves, but you know what we mean. They're desperate to get into Scaloni's plans on a more regular basis, and not just when it's a game 3, which to some extent is a dead rubber. Wherever the Argentinian fans have come from, and we stress they're not certainly all from Argentina, they are in fine voice, and they've been wonderful around the area, Andy, haven't they? They seem to have been here much longer than the team.
Yeah, in such colossal numbers as well, has to be said.
Oh, and another Manu Ginobili is a NBA star who was here for the game the other night, saw Messi's wonderful solo show. Well, he's from Argentina as a basketball player, but we've seen a lot of Americans from their sports joining in the occasion, adding to the fan spectacle, really, and it's terrific to see. And we know that a lot of footballers love the American sports, don't we? Whenever the NFL comes to Tottenham Hotspur and places like that in England, and the English footballers are out in force to support it. Basketball as well. Even baseball, we've had some of that.
I think from a Jordan point of view, the game plan doesn't change. Nothing changes. Yes, they've got one down. What they mustn't start doing is feeling like they've got to try and force the issue to get back in the game, Martin. Otherwise, they'll get picked up again.
Well, you can hear the acoustics in this stadium are very good, emphasise the emotion. Now, I'm afraid the emotion to the hydration break is thumbs down, but it is part of this World Cup, and give Lo Celso maybe a chance to explain exactly how.
সিড পাইপের 7টি ন্যাচারাল সিড নারকেল তেলের শক্তি বাড়ায়, তাই মায়া হার্বাল কোকোনাট অয়েল চুল পড়া রোধে পার্মানেন্ট সলিউশন।
Korean super spicy flavor in Mr. Noodles.
বন্ধুদের সাথে একসাথে ম্যাচকে জমজমাট মোমেন্টের মতো যে কোনো স্ন্যাক্স টাইমে সবার জন্য ভালো চপস্টিক ইনস্ট্যান্ট নুডলস।
আরএফএল ক্লাস 5 নিশ্চিত করে প্রতি ইঞ্চিতে সঠিক থিকনেস ও সঠিক মাপ, তাই মাটির 1250 ফুট গভীরেও আরামে নিতে পারে প্রচন্ড চাপ। পাইপের বস না কিনলে লস। ওয়ালটন বিএলডিসি সিলিং ফ্যান চলে মাত্র 35 ওয়াটে, অ্যাডভান্স ইনভার্টার টেকনোলজিতে তৈরি, খরচ বাঁচে 65% পর্যন্ত। ওয়ালটন বিএলডিসি ফ্যান ছড়ায় স্বস্তির সবুজ হাওয়া।
ক্লিক ফ্যানের অ্যারোডাইনামিক ডিজাইনের অ্যালুমিনিয়াম ব্লেড ও ডাবল শিল্ডেড বল বেয়ারিং নিঃশব্দে বাতাস ছড়ায় পুরো ঘর জুড়ে। ক্লিক ফ্যান, আস্থায় ব্যাংকিং সহজেই রাখতে মুহূর্তেই হবে ফান্ড ও ওয়ালেট ট্রান্সফার। ক্রেডিট কার্ডের বিল দিন এখনই। ব্র্যাক ব্যাংক, আস্থা অবিচল।
Korean super spicy flavor in Mr. Noodles.
আগের মতোই ক্লিন। বার্জার ইজি ক্লিন ফ্রেশ এর অ্যাডভান্স স্টেইন শিল টেকনোলজি দেয়ালে দাগ থাকতে দেয় না। বার্জার ইজি ক্লিন ফ্রেশ, দেয়ালে দাগ থাকবে না, রাখবে সুরক্ষিত।
স্যার বাঁকে না তো, ভাঙা যায়। ভিগো ওয়্যার গার্ড প্রয়োজন মতো বাঁকানো যায়, অধিক চাপেও ভাঙে না। ভিগো ওয়্যার গার্ড বাঁকে কিন্তু ভাঙে না।
এভাবেই কোটি কোটি মানুষের ঘরে পেট জুড়ে ফুল একটাই ওয়ালটন।
আরেকটি লেস ডাবলার পাইপি মাত্র যা বলে তাই দেয়, না পেশা ঠকবেন না। আর তো ছাড়া কিনবেন না।
So he said it was a free kick, that movement.
Good little mover he was.
The birthday incidentally was last Wednesday. And there was a newspaper in Argentina that said, what do you give Messi for his birthday? And the number one they came up with was a meet and greet with Michael Jordan. And I talk about footballers wanting to meet American sports stars. Yeah. And the other one was a guitar, and I know you play the guitar, Andy. From Chris Martin of Coldplay.
Right, okay.
Leo and his good lady have been to see Coldplay in concert. And they're big fans.
Well, I bet if you ask nicely, Martin, you might just...
As I say, it was a nice little afterwards if you haven't been to the main ones. To get around singing with us everything. I tell you what, you'll be very bad. I guarantee that 10 more years for the football industry, you'll be serving. It was a nice shape to the team that he's put together with his coach himself. There was never such a thing as an Argentina game that they sort of peddling into themselves. So again, trying to create this in the area where Simeone trying to play another pass rather than go to goal himself.
All firing across the 6-yard box there. A really nice play. And again, I think what we've just started to see now is the current world champions playing a bit more one-touch, playing a little bit quicker. That's when it becomes particularly difficult for Jordan to handle that.
Right, that's now swinging corner. Atletico unchallenged. Martinez is frustrated again. This is the first attack.
There's so much room, Atletico passing. I wonder if he was offside. It's tight. Little flick, and then all of a sudden Alvarez throws himself at it and just runs up the crossbar. Otherwise, he doesn't do anything with that one, but from that, it's a good stop.
Certainly was an attempt to play the ball, but
when the ball's bouncing around in the 6-yard box, you just do anything to get something on it. Alvarez was brave there, where he threw himself, hurled himself into it to try and get his first goal of the tournament.
The protest led by Ehsan Haddad. There's the captain, and he's being ushered away. He's fearing the worst as they are on that Jordan bench.
It's a bit late getting there, isn't he? Unfortunately, it's a real knock in the face.
It's a foul anywhere else on the pitch.
I think it's going to be given this one, Martin. I don't think there's any doubt.
Well, the question is who's going to take the penalty, of course. And they've had a penalty in this stadium already, which Messi missed. There's the signal. I don't think he's got his microphone open.
From Jordan didn't play the ball. It is a kick on the head of the attacker. Decision is penalty.
He did here. The penalty is given. Well, what a chance for Lautaro Martinez to open his World Cup finals account. It might have been Sinet. Was it Sinet? Yeah, actually. Sinet was going in. Yeah. Apologise for that. So from number 2 to number 22. He was very involved in Qatar. He's been very involved here. He's a man of many goals in club football and international football. You can see what it means. It's not just converting a regulation penalty. It is something that has haunted him for the best part of 4 years. And he wrapped in the opportunity.
Great penalty. Confident run-up, hit it hard, didn't he? Whipped it to his left-hand side, goalkeeper's right. Aguilera going the wrong way. And that one was always going to nestle in the corner. It's a lovely.
Beat Jordan by 2 goals to nil. And those who are sitting it out are up on their feet to show their appreciation. So just over half an hour gone. Don't see many diving headers, and that was as it came back off the frame of the goal rather than diving in for a cross. And you could see why the defender went for the ball, but just those margins, and of course with VAR around, you're not going to get away with it.
Oh no, when the ball's bouncing around, as I mentioned, you do whatever, it's just instinct to try and get something on it.
Austria have taken the lead against heading for second place. Yes, it's bad news for Algeria, because if it stays like this, Andy, they will go out and Iran will step back up into the qualifiers, which, given the thrilling nature of the finish of their game against Egypt, might have some merit to it. You were watching that, weren't you?
Yeah. That was some real finish to that game.
Alouan. There's a counter-attack on here, and that will
Yeah, it was 2 or 3 hands went straight up in the air.
They were close enough to have a genuine opinion. Well, VAR should be checking it. It was in the area. Here's Senesi. Actually, we shouldn't be surprised coming from where we come from, Andy, to see Senesi in the penalty area. He crops up with goals in club football. Very true. Here's Haddad.
There's that incident, Martin. Oh, that's the Lautaro Martinez with that ball come across that he then flicked and eventually comes back off the crossbar. Senesi puts his head on it to draw the penalty.
Yeah, otherwise it would have been, if it had been on offside, then penalty wouldn't have been called.
Correct.
Califico. Still over-elaborating a little bit. It was Lo Celso, wasn't it, coming across upper arm? His upper arm into the ball. A bit more spirit about Jordan now.
You know, they've had their best spell in the game since they've gone 2 down. They've actually been really positive in this last 6 or 7 minutes in particular. They're getting in and around Argentina and they're pinching the ball off of them and whipping a few crosses in. And that's exactly what...
Is Lo Celso. That was their first touch, I think, in the Argentina penalty area, and it scraped the head of Ali Azeze. Here's Otamendi. He's leaving Benfica, going back to play for Europe. European Argentinians tend to want to go home to finish their careers, or go to Miami, of course. So, Nico Paz, who's a clever player, he's got an impishness about his play. He's the son of a former World Cup player for Argentina, Pablo Paz, of '98. Played in a game, I believe, with Simeone's father in that World Cup as well. Paredes. Simeone. Back into kind of shape they had for most of the first half an hour, but a little untidy. So 5 minutes to go to half-time. This somewhat second-string Argentina team still delighting the fans as long as they can see clearly. If you can't see it on the pitch, there's this magnificent Jumbotron screen, the hugest surely in any sporting arena. Just get some rather looking at some clever play here with mission 2 from Al Arab.
again, that's much better. Squeeze in and push in and trying to turn the ball over in Argentina's half of the field. That way you get the chance to either get it wide and cross it, or maybe take a shot, have a go. But it's a better mindset completely. Often is the case, you know, a 0-0 against a superior opponent. You bank up, you sit there, you try and frustrate, and then all of a sudden when the game really has got away from you, you relax a little bit more and think a bit more positively.
There goes Nico Paz, stretching those long legs. All he wanted the goalkeeper to come. Al-Arab, he was reluctant to do so. In the news today, Nico Paz, there's problems with his club contract. Been on loan from Real Madrid at Como, who's done so well under Cesc Fabregas in Italy. And he was hoping to be able to stay, but they've asked too much money, Real, to make the deal permanent. Como said, no, we can't afford it. 60 million euros, I think. So he's going to have to go back to his parent club and maybe be signed by someone else. I'm sure that's not worrying him too much when he's playing in the World Cup, but it is the kind of thing that players have to deal with at this time of year.
Correct. There's the referee right in amongst the action there.
It's the first time you've liked the ref cam, Andy. It's given away by Tagliafico to Al-Rashdan, who scored against Algeria. And the old man got the goal against Austria. They'd like to get a goal in each game, wouldn't they? That would be something to take back home to the Middle East with them. Goal won by Nico Paz, Simeone. Trying to find Julian Alvarez. Martinez. Argentina didn't change the goalkeeper. The two Martinez, one at the back and one at the front. Only two that kept their places.
I wonder, Martin, second period, whether we'll see him, whether we'll see Messi. I don't know, what do you think?
Well, if it was his shout totally, and you're going to say it, I'm surprised if it isn't. I'm sure he does take production, if you like, as we say in our business, take management. I'm sure he would want to come out and play it, but it's his life with the ball at his feet. And of course, there are one or two hovering around him, aren't
yes,
there?
Exactly.
Golden boots.
A lot of the top strikers in this competition are all right amongst the goals.
Ali Olwan. Still going. It's into an area where Argentina restored a little bit of order without winning the ball back. Jose. Might just be a bit too strong. One or two moments have been good when they've got it down. They've shown they can play.
Well, this is how it all started. That beautifully struck free kick from Giovanni Lo Celso. And then this penalty, which was positively struck, wasn't it, from Lautaro Martinez.
So Messi's only 5 goals out of 7 now for Argentina in the World Cup. Only 5. 5 minutes up on the board. You can understand when Argentina, or the club that Messi's playing for at the time, travel around the world, the fans just expect to see him play all the time. It's a great strain on his body. Nico Paz was extraordinarily gifted physically as well as his football. And it could be again Alvarez. Just a little too hurried at the end. play this. He doesn't rush things. It's a clever ball, and it's kept in. Brilliant by Simeone. Third before half-time. That way. One back before half-time.
That's good play, that, from Senesi. Yeah, he was under pressure there from Ali Azizi, but resisted that, got his body in to protect it and deal with the situation, did it well.
I think Belghali has equalised for Algeria. They both go through if it stays like that. Oh, have we heard that with an Algerian match before? It was Germany and Austria, wasn't it, in 1982? Algeria were on the wrong end of that. There's on the right end of it, Lautaro Martinez. That changed all these, why we're having simultaneous games, Andy, wasn't it, what happened in 82?
Correct. Got to be playing the last games of the groups at the same time.
Germany and Austria agreed at 1-0 for Germany, which suited them both. Not good. Discredit to the game, and FIFA acted promptly. Good pass. And he might be drawing breath a bit.
Well, good close control, hasn't he, Miko Paz? But what he does do, he invites pressure and challenges. And El Arab there getting really close to him, too close, conceding the free kick. But he's that sort of player.
Bit of a ooze because the Algeria goal has just been shown on the big screen here. Last action really of this first half. And it was nearly something to put in the calendar of World Cup goals. Otamendi would be right up there amongst the older scorers.
It might have been offside anyway, Martin, but it's got far too much room. You can't just stand on the edge of the box, Jordan, there. They've got to try and disturb the run. Otamendi peels far post, meets it beautifully. Hits it really firmly.
He'll be annoyed because he would expect to score from that. He's scored so many goals for clubs all over Europe, including Manchester City, of course, for a while. And forward by the hub. Gets it back again and again. There's Lautaro Martinez trying to use the right maximum of this first half. Good stop from Julian Alvarez by the goalkeeper, Aguilera. I think they should have got a corner.